Team Deathmatch. Let's do this.
Hey everyone, TeamLeftMatch here, and I know a lot of you guys these days are looking forward to posting gameplay videos to show off your skills in whatever game you're pretty much good at. Okay, and I know that you guys are having some trouble trying to decide which capture card you want and what software you want to use to edit your video, because today there are a lot of capture cards in the market. So today I'm going to be talking about some various options of capture cards that you may want to buy and what software you might want to use to edit your video. Okay, so now a capture card is a device that usually has video inputs onto it, such as a red, yellow, white, standard definition video input, or an S video input, or rarely an HDMI input. Okay, now there are two kinds of capture cards. One are internal capture cards. These are shaped like PCI cards. They're pretty much regular PCI cards. No serious modifications has to be done. Sorry. And there are a couple disadvantages when using an internal capture card. First of all is the installation process. You have to open up your computer and insert the card on your PC's motherboard. And if you're not very tech savvy, well, you may have a hard time trying to install it. And also, second of all, if they tend to have higher requirements than USB capture cards, so there's a chance it might not work properly. And finally, you cannot use this capture card on a laptop. It has to be a desktop. So as a result, you won't be able, like, if your desktop's far away from your gaming console, then you need to forget about using internal capture cards. But there are some advantages, for example, that they record in a slightly higher quality than USB capture cards, and the connection problems they have are much lower than regular capture cards. Now, USB capture cards or devices are usually box shaped and they have the video inputs onto them, but rather than connecting this kind of capture card via a free slot on your computer's motherboard, you use a USB cable. It's because of this that these capture cards are more preferred amongst gamers who are, you know, trying to make their own gameplay videos. I personally use a USB capture card. Now, okay, I'm going to go over some options of capture cards you may want to use or not. Now, I'll start off with internal capture cards. For the first internal capture card I'm going to be talking about is the Hauppauge Colossus. The Hauppauge Colossus is one of the most used internal capture cards there is. It has two jacks. One extends to an input, to a component input cable, while the other one extends to a component output cable. Now, output jacks are devices where you can plug in a double-sided video cable, and you can view what is being inputted to the capture card, and you can monitor to it on your TV. Now, the reason why you should probably have a capture card with output jacks to monitor your activity on the TV is because some capture cards have tiny window screens, and it's going to be hard to play from just that. Oh yeah, and guys, please don't pay attention to my sniping skills in Gears of War. One of the main reasons I'm playing this match is just to, you know, work it out. I'm gonna miss a couple shots. But anyway, now the next internal capture card I'm going to be talking about is the Eyetv HDPVR. It has one HDMI input and one HDMI output, so you can record in full 1080p, while the Hauppauge Colossus can only record in 1080i. Oh yeah, here's some video signals. 480p standard definition is the worst quality. It tends to lag a lot on the final product, and then you have 576p, which is what you can get by using component cables, but they are not set to high definition or an S video cable. And then you have 720p, which is very basic HD, 1080i, which is more advanced HD, and 1080p is full HD that I believe can be converted into 3D. Okay, so also the Eyetv HDPVR is not used as much as the Hauppauge Colossus, so you expect to find a little less support for it. Then we have the Blackmagic Intensity Pro, which is one of the most advanced capture cards there is in the capture card market, and it's compatible with both Mac, PC, and I think Linux. if you have a Linux computer, you might want to check out this capture card. It's really advanced. It has one HDMI input, one HDMI output, and a breakout section that extends onto that extends into half component input wires, and half of it is component output wires. So you can record in 180p, things like that. And here's a fun fact: Rooster Teeth, a famous video production company, uses this capture card to record their video gameplay. But be warned, the Blackmagic Intensity Pro has notoriously high system requirements and may lag if your PC or Mac is not really up to date. Okay, so that's it for internal capture cards. Now I'm going to be talking about external capture cards. But before I do, there are two separate classes of capture cards, other than, you know, one's being internal, one's being external. But some are standard definition, where they only have the red, yellow, white, and sometimes S-video input, and that's pretty much all they have. They lack output, so what you need to buy is a splitter, and the splitter takes half of your TV signal and inputs it to the capture card, while the other section of the splitter can be used to view what is happening on your TV. But since the connection is split, you are likely to lag a lot, audio might suck, and video might skip a lot of frames. And the picture on your TV is gonna be pretty terrible. HD capture cards, on the other hand, usually have a component input onto them, and sometimes an HDMI input. And HD capture cards also have outputs, like an HDMI output and a component output, and as a result, you can view what is going on your TV in the same quality you would get like if you weren't recording from a capture card. Also, standard definition capture cards are meant for VHS to DVD transfer, while HD capture cards, although sometimes they are just meant for recording TV programs, some of their focus is shifted towards gaming, especially ones that feature output jacks. Although not all HD capture cards will feature outputs. You have to buy a component or HDMI splitter and a separate component or HDMI cable in the event your capture card did not come with a wire that's supposed to hook up to your TV. Okay, so, and in case you're wondering, oh, what does this guy think he is? Who cares if your video signal is not HD or not? You still get the quality. You still get a gameplay video. Well, listen to this. Not only does the quality look bad, but HD capture cards don't lag a lot, so they're easier to edit. And sometimes frame rates are skipped with standard definition capture cards. And like I said, their focus is not gaming. Get a capture card whose focus is only gaming. Okay, for external capture cards, the first one is the EasyCap. The EasyCap is a really small device. It's USB shaped, and some have argued it has better quality than the Dazzle, although it does skip a lot of frames, and the audio tends to lag a lot for the EasyCap. And this is like really the worst capture card, but hey, even if you have problems with it, it'll be really easy to replace. You're not going to be wasting a lot of money with it. And I think the EasyCap comes with some sort of editing software. Then we have the Dazzle DVC100. The Dazzle skips a lot of frames like the EasyCap, and the quality is kind of bad. And so is the Dazzle DVC100 HD. It's nowhere near HD, but I guess the quality that does come on it is slightly higher than the standard Dazzles. Now, the Dazzle models come with Pinnacle Studio, which is a non-linear video editing software, but Pinnacle Studio is mainly centered around trying to transfer DVDs from, trying to transfer VHS tapes onto a DVD, so don't expect to find anything good about gaming with Pinnacle. Don't expect to find tools that are decent for gaming, for editing gameplay videos with the Dazzle. Okay, now pretty much any other standard definition capture card is crap. Now, before I talk about HD ones, there's a special capture card I want to talk about called the Roxio Game Capture. Roxio Game Capture is one of the first video capture cards whose 100% focus is centered on gaming. It records in standard definition, but it lets you game in HD, which is actually pretty cool. So while you have a high definition image on your HD TV, you're still recording your gameplay, although it's going to be in standard definition and audio tends to lag a bit with Roxio Game Capture. But the Roxio Game Capture is like almost an all-in-one solution. It has the USB cable, it has the double-sided component cable, it has the video editing software. The only thing the Roxio Game Capture lacks is a console AV cable for your Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, or Wii. But this capture card is really straight to the point. It's way better than the Dazzle, and it records in 576p. Although beware that the quality that comes on the Roxio Game Capture is a little too bright and sharp. But thankfully, the Roxio Game Capture comes with editing software 100% meant for gaming, so you can easily record a voiceover, you can easily adjust the settings of the video, and if you're using Roxio Game Capture, I recommend turning down the brightness and the sharpness and turn up the saturation just a little bit, and you'll get a pretty decent quality for YouTube. Okay, and Roxio Game Capture, you can get it for a cheaper price. Go to Machinima's website, and whenever they talk about the Roxio Game Capture, there should be a small link where you can get a device for $70 with free shipping. And I know a code, type RoxioStore15 in the coupon section, coupon code section just before you check out the product, and then you can get the capture card for only $60. I mean, $60 for something that's lets you game in HD, does the capturing solution well, and comes with editing software and the component cables. That's a steal. Don't get a Dazzle, don't get an EasyCap, get a Roxio. Just be aware that the Roxio Game Capture has a lot of, well, high system requirements, which I kind of find odd, as the capture card only records in standard definition. It says that on their website you only need an Intel Core i3 with a 2.0 GHz processor, but many people found out that you probably need an Intel Core i5 with 2.2 GHz, and Roxio said that you'll probably need only 2 GB of RAM, but some people said that the software will work well only when you have like 4 GB of RAM, and they said like a high video card is still advisable. So in my opinion, if you want to get a Roxio Game Capture to start making machinima or gameplay videos, anything like that, go for a Roxio Game Capture. Just make sure your computer is up to it. Also, be warned that the Roxio Game Capture's output jacks are not distribution amplifiers, as in they copy the signal and send it to your TV, but rather they are splitters. So you're going to definitely see a softened up image on your television. If you game in 1080i, you'll probably be getting a picture that looks like 720p. If you're playing 720p on your TV, you'll probably get a picture quality that's like 720i, the lesser form of 720p. Well, it's still HD. And now I'm going to be talking about the HD capture cards. First HD capture card I'm going to be talking about is the Hauppauge HDPVR. This is the most used HD capture card there is, and it's also the most reliable. I heard it has the least problems out of any capture card there is, and if you go onto Amazon or something, you'll see that customer reviews tend to be really positive about this device because it doesn't lag. Now, around 50% of the Hauppauge's main focus was to record TV shows, while the other 50% remains to recording video gameplay. So I guess the Hauppauge HDPVR could be considered a game recorder, and despite its shape, it's actually not a true DVR. It's a regular capture card. It just sends the signal towards your computer. It actually does look like a DVR, a regular DVR at first glance, as in like it saves the recordings onto its own internal hard drive. But I guess that was just like an outward appearance. I didn't really realize it was a capture card like the one I want when I first saw it. Okay, and also Hauppauge HDPVR, good news for Mac users, this works for Mac. And Hauppauge HDPVR, however, only comes with software for it to work with PC. If you want the device to work with the Mac, you need to have to download an external program called Eyetv, and Eyetv actually handles the software better than the thing that comes on the PC, but it's $70. I didn't pay for it because I got mine for free. Some awesome dude on YouTube put a serial code in one of his comments, so I got the thing for free. I'll put the serial code in the description of this video so you guys can get the software for free too, in case you decide to get the Hauppauge HDPVR with your Mac. Now, the Hauppauge HDPVR is around $180 or something. I got mine at $175 from Amazon, or $170, I forgot. And it doesn't come with any editing software. So like, you're gonna have, if you want a decent editing software for gaming, you could probably try getting something like Adobe Premiere or Sony Vegas, but I'll talk about editing software later. For now, the Hauppauge HDPVR has component inputs and outputs, and the output, unlike the Roxo, is an amplifier, so there's not going to be any deterioration in picture quality on your TV. And in the box, it comes with the capture card, a double-sided component cable, and software for PC, a USB cable. It used to come with a remote, but for some reason the one I ordered didn't, and it comes with an infrared plaster cable or something. And also the Hauppauge has optical audio in case the audio you're getting is weak. I don't know how to use it. I'll probably never will know on how to use it. And this gameplay you're seeing right now is being recorded with the Hauppauge HDPVR on my Mac, and I'm using Eyetv to record this video. Now, the Hauppauge is super reliable. You're not going to have any problems with it, and I really guess that it's like it's almost foolproof that I guess it's worth the price of being $170 or $180. Now, there's this thing called the Hauppauge HDPVR Gaming Edition. Now, don't be fooled by its name. It captures in the same quality, and both devices work with game consoles regardless of what you have. And the Hauppauge HDPVR Gaming Edition is $200. And the only real difference is that it comes with a universal video game component cable for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Wii, but it records in smaller file sizes. And oh yeah, here's a serious problem. The only problem with the Hauppauge is that it comes with sorry, it doesn't come with, sorry, what I meant to say is that there's a delay between your TV and the monitor, so like the picture on your monitor, it comes in 1 second late than what happens on your TV. But I heard the gaming edition does not have that delay. It records in smaller file sizes, and it comes with a universal component cable for video games. It also still comes with the same stuff. Other than that, it comes with the same stuff that the original Hauppauge HDPVR came with. So I guess that it's kind of worth the additional cost one way or another, but I still recommend getting the HDPVR, the regular HDPVR, because I heard the component cable that, video game component cable that comes with the gaming edition tends to be a little faulty. Okay, now the next capture card I'm going to be talking about is the, oh yeah, just a sec, Hauppauge HDPVR Gaming Edition also works with Mac. So like, same story with the regular Hauppauge, just download this program called Eyetv, and you should have the program be running with your Mac, the same way that the normal HDPVR would work. Okay, so now the next HD capture card I'm going to be talking about is the AverMedia HD DVR USB. This device is actually similar to the Hauppauge, but it's much more sleeker, and I heard it's better because it can record in HDMI, but it only has an HDMI input. You have to buy a splitter and a HDMI cable if you want to record in HDMI on your console. And oh yeah, you also have to get the console HDMI cable. And it's $150 or $140, so it's cheaper than HDPVR. But I heard the component cables that works with it can only handle 720p well, and like it tends to be a little bit more faulty. I don't know how, but the AverMedia HD DVR USB does not work with Mac. Sorry. Now the next capture card is also by AverMedia. It's called the AverMedia Game Capture HD. This is a true video game DVR. It's not actually a capture card. It actually does record the video gameplay footage onto its internal hard drive or an external hard drive, which you can buy. And no PC is required, and it saves the format in AVI by default. And if your Mac can play AVI files, I guess it's compatible with Mac as well. And this device can record in 1080i And oh yeah, I forgot, HD capture cards will usually require you to have a power source on them because of, you know, like of how well they work. They're probably, you know, gonna require a power source for it to work. So you might want to have a spare power socket next to your console. Okay, so now the next capture card I'm gonna be talking about is finally it's going to be the Black Magic Intensity Shuttle. This is USB 3.0, and as a result it will only work on PCs that have USB 3.0 slots. Sorry Mac users, there is no USB 3.0 for Mac as of yet, but I heard there's the version of the Intensity Shuttle that works with Thunderbolt ports, so you might want to see that. I don't know. Okay, and this device has AV input, S video input, component input, and an HDMI input, making it the only external capture card I've heard of to actually have an HDMI input, and it also features outputs of the same thing, but your computer has to be 100% compatible with it. I heard you're going to need an Intel Core i7 and like 6 GB of RAM, all that crap, or else the device is not going to work properly. You're going to lag a lot. And this device is hardly used, so don't expect to find a lot of support from it. If you want a capture card that has a lot of support for it, go with the Hauppauge HDPVR. That's what I use, and I love it. It's sweet. Now, let's move on to software. When you record your gameplay, you're probably just going to have regular gameplay with no voiceover, things like that. You want to edit it, probably add some commentary like I do. So you're going to need editing software. For PC, you have a wide variety. You have Pinnacle Studio, Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, and Sony Vegas. But be warned that Pinnacle Studio is somewhat faulty, and like I said, it's not really meant for helping you out with gaming. Adobe Premiere and Adobe After Effects, like all of Adobe's products, are hard to use, and Sony Vegas is a little too expensive for my taste. Although I guess you could use Adobe Premiere. Its basic functions should be what you really need. Don't use Windows Movie Maker. It's too basic, and you probably won't be achieving it won't really help you out with recording a voiceover or like, you know, editing your video in depth. For Mac users, before I talk about Mac, if you have a Roxio Game Capture, you'll already get an editing software that is 100% meant for gaming, and you should find that it works well. Like I said, just make sure your computer's up for it. For Mac users, you have a lesser variety. You still have Adobe's products. You have iMovie and Final Cut Pro. Listen, don't stick with iMovie. Trust me. One, it's free, and first of all, it wasn't really meant for gaming, but in a way, it is. It has a voiceover feature that's really easy to use for adding commentary. I can edit the quality of my video. You know, turn up the color, lower the brightness, things like that. I can add multiple layers. I can make a custom, you know, title card like the one I have that comes in the beginning. So this is just some of my opinions on what you can use what capture cards you can use and what editing software you want to use. So I hope I helped you guys out, and just in case you're wondering, like I said, this video is linked to HDPVR, and I've edited this video with iMovie. I found it to be really useful. I should have a video on how I set up my HDPVR and how I edit it coming up soon. So see you guys. TeamLeftMatch out.
Now who's expendable?